Let's dim the music and get into the game. Because we have got Daniel versus Chronic. It's the return of Daniel to the one scene. Let's see what kind of form he's in. The defending champion of Salt Mine North America, winner of Salt Mine 3 main event, as well as winner of a couple of stages, stage 2, and top in the group in stage 3 as well, if I recall. Daniel has been the man when he wants to be in 1v1 in North America. Let's see what kind of form he's in today. Chronic's been in decent form, showing some respectable results in the ATR Cups he's played in. Most recent one he lost to First Killer, but First Killer went on to make the final, beating Wavy, so clearly First Killer's in great form. Oh, I've got Atto as Belgian. Hold on. There, I got Daniel as Belgian. There we go. Sorry, Belgian Daniel can't hurt you. He's American again. I think it was Chronic French as well. I might have just messed that up. Alright, they're both American. Yeah, these two have been pretty closely matched when they've played more recently. By more recently, I mean in the past couple of years. Chronic's one of the players who can actually go toe-to-toe with Daniel when it comes to the mechanical aspect of the game. But Daniel, I think, just has a different level in defense. Daniel's defense is some of the best in the world, and he demoralizes his opponents by saving some of their best shots. We most clearly saw that when he played Diaz in stage 2 of Salt Mine last year. Diaz, oh my word, what a shot by Chronic, first of all. Yeah, Diaz is used to scoring shots just like this one, and then Daniel would just somehow spawn in the top corner and save it. And it really makes players question their own ability when every shot they take is just getting saved. And Daniel's scoring counterattacks. But Daniel's also got some unreal offense as well. Of course, you don't need to be told that. You already know. What a save by Chronic though on that shot. Daniel actually had a dunk on the follow through for his flip reset, which was already going top shelf. And he's going to go again off his own backboard this time. Uses all of his boost, but he's used it well. Daniel deletes the ball with a pre-flip flick. Mid-air, 108 kilometers an hour. Look at the acceleration he's able to generate here, flipping under the ball to simply delete it from existence on the opposite side of the goal. We are likely to see a lot of aerial plays in this matchup, if I were to guess. We're likely to see a lot of hopeless defending if the two can keep it up, as they have at the start of this game. Yeah, we're also likely to see a lot more boost available to both players at all times. If you remember the EU games we were watching earlier, whenever we looked at the boost totals, percentage to low boost, it was extremely high. So we'll have to see. Right now it's actually pretty high for Daniel. He's been low boost a lot of the game. But we'll have to see how that progresses, because we might get extended periods of back and forth in these games where there's just 100 boosts on both players, end-to-end stuff, because that does happen a lot more in North America. Daniel confident with the takeoff for that bounce. It's a juicy looking one. What? Saved by Chronic. Insane pre-jump. Now he's got an open net going the other way, which he won't miss, and ties the game 3-3. Now, just like Europe, we're playing the entire North American bracket for day 2 today. We're going to have 2 new qualifiers. We're going to have 2 qualifiers, I should say, to the main event for Salt Mine North America, which is going to be in the second week of December. But anyone who doesn't qualify through today, any of these players, don't worry if you're a Daniel fan or a Chronic fan and they don't make it top 2 today, because it is stacked. We've got Diaz in the tournament, Wavy's in here, First Killer's in here, and others as well. It's not going to be easy to qualify for any of the players who have made it to day 2. But they're not out completely. There are more qualifiers to come. Next week is the first one, ! Smith in chat's already been used. You can all click that link to register for North American Salt Mine Quals, or European if you're watching from Europe. And I'd love if you would all do that. I'm going to say it in every video, so all the people saying, oh, stop the self-promo. Listen, do you want to see Salt Mine 5? If you do, sign up for closed quals, sign up for open quals, I should say, for Salt Mine 4 for free, and you can help Salt Mine 5 happen one day, because it is one of the metrics that matters. Great fake there by Daniel. He didn't have a lot of momentum, didn't need it. Chronic came flying in off his back wall, and Daniel slowed the pace down of what's already been a very fast series. Those slow plays in a fast series are always good to go for occasionally. Insane flick from Daniel after the reset. Too good, in fact. If we're playing rugby, that would have been a great goal. Chronic just slots the open net. I think Daniel had already ran to the ceiling anyway, so even if Chronic missed this, yeah, Daniel thought it was in, so he just ran away. So even if it didn't go in, Chronic was fine. He would have had about 10 minutes to score that. You got Suko in your second round matchup, bro destroyed me. You know, everybody that I've heard say that, like all the players who signed up and ran into a really, really good player, seem to have had a good time. One in chat, if you signed up for Salt Mine Quals and you got destroyed by a good player and you were like, honestly, that was pretty sick. I'm going to do that again. Two in chat if you just lost to a champ 1 and now you're really depressed. Seeing all 1s so far. Now the 2s are starting to come in. Yeah, it's always better to get eliminated by a legitimately god tier player than just losing to somebody who's roughly as bad as you are and you're like, wow, we both just suck at this game. What number if you're OCE? Hey, OCE players can sign up. They just have to try really hard with low ping or with high ping. It's gonna be tough. Oh, nice in and out save by Chronic. Sorry, I always just assume that Daniel's the blue card, but in this one he is not. The Chronic's played a fantastic game 1. You know, Chronic is. He can, on his day, be an S tier 1s player. He kind of, I think, switches between S tier and A tier. Oh, what a shot by Daniel, just slotting it between Chronic and the post. But when, yeah, when Chronic shows up, he's definitely an S tier player. He can take down anyone on his day. Some days he can be a bit flat and just get a bit blown off the park by other players who can elevate past S tier. And Daniel, in my opinion, is one of those players, especially in North America. He is the guy, until proven otherwise. Now, he's been inactive recently, so until he proves again that he still is the guy, like when he plays, you can predict him to win. Nobody's going to argue that. But I'm putting Daniel. Yeah, I think you have to, out of respect, give Diaz and Wavy the top 2 spots from NA because they've just been so consistent in ATR Cups. And they were the top 2 seeds coming in here. But yeah, Daniel capitalizing on a Chronic misplay here, comes back 7-7. There might be a chance for Chronic to retake the lead here. At least an uncontested takeoff to the aerial play. Reset is good. He wants the double though, and he gets it with a dunk. Not sure if Chronic landed the double reset here because he ended up so far behind the ball that he might not have wanted to use one anyway. Yeah, it looks like he just didn't get the reset. He probably would have jumped, I reckon, or flipped if he had it. Chronic had a much more comfortable lead earlier on. It looks like his lead's going to disappear just as quickly as he got it. And he is not happy about that. Camera getting flicked back and forth all over the place there. As Daniel scores another kickoff goal. 8 goals each. Daniel's return to the NA1 scene so far. Off to a decent start. Chronic trips him briefly, and he'll probably be annoyed that he took a shot there. Ill-advised shot that now gives Daniel a chance to take a late lead. Open net for Daniel. Doesn't miss those. But it was all in the outplay in the midfield. He saw Chronic turning, wasted no time double jumping to pop the ball. And it is Daniel who leads by 1 with 11 seconds left. He's looked decent, Daniel. Obviously, we have high expectations when he's on the pitch. And he's not been perfect in this game, but he's been good enough to put Chronic in a tough spot. Now Daniel, just doing what Daniel does, defending all your best efforts, and the fake in 0 seconds is enough to secure the game. Daniel taking a quick break to the menu, it seems, before game 2 starts. Now, of course, just like in Europe, this is upper bracket, round 1, so the loser of this will have to make a long run through the lower bracket if they're going to qualify to Salt Mine main event today. There would be 4 straight wins needed if you lose this match. Winner of this will move it onto the upper bracket semis and play the winner of Wavy versus Cosmic, which is right now taking place on Hootie Who's channel. Only other result I've got for you guys from round 1 so far is Diaz versus Cam. Diaz took that one 11-3. Diaz is the top seed of the tournament. He's won a couple of ATR Cups, come second in the other one. So he is right now the main man in the Americas for 1v1. And Cam coming in here as the surprise qualifier after eliminating Suko, who eliminated AJ. It looks like we are still waiting for Chronic to join here, so we'll get this one restarted as soon as he does. Daniel with a great kickoff win there against absolutely no one. Does the post-game overlay show Europe? How do I change that? Wait, I think I can fix that. I think I fixed it. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, we're going to restart this one, of course, because Chronic wasn't in the lobby. Hold on. Oh, wrong way. This might mess with the stuff. Oh, my goodness, it moves so fast. Guys, can I type it? No. I swear it was moving faster earlier. Alright. I'll just double check that they're ready. There we go. Alright. Game 2. We already have a shot for Daniel and a save for Chronic. It's fine though, don't worry about it. I think I've probably fixed the post-game score screen, which was indeed reading EU. It should read North America now. Lovely mind game by Chronic to kick off the game. A great return to the lobby for him. How did you guys predict on this one? Oh, the prediction's still up actually. That's a little bit rigged because Daniel's already won a game. So I'm sure he's going to get most of the points. But I would have predicted Daniel, obviously. I'm going to say that because he's won a game as well. But yeah, I think Daniel qualifies today. I back him. The only tricky matches for Daniel, I think he wins this one. I think Chronic is going to finish... I think Chronic finishes 5th, 6th today. And then qualifies the main event at a later time. Listen, the composure for Daniel, he just fake challenged about 50 times while Chronic inched closer and closer to his goal, and then eventually he took the ball away. Yeah, I'm going to say Daniel and Diaz qualified today. That's the players I'm picking to qual. And Daniel equalizes with a reset. And from Chronic's POV, it just looks absolutely terrifying. I mean, what are you supposed to do against that? Yeah, the other top 4 players I'm predicting are Wavy and Farskiller. I think that's going to be your top 4 for today. I think I'm going to say Daniel beats Wavy, Diaz beats Farskiller, Daniel, Diaz. I'll see. I mean, right now I'll have to wait and see how both of them are playing today before I can predict that one. But yeah, I think Farskiller could beat Wavy. He did an ATR Cup recently. I think Wavy probably finishes 4th. I'll say Farskiller 3rd today. But if we're going to see Daniel Farskiller today, it'll have to be in the upper bracket final or in the lower bracket at some point. They are on opposite sides of the bracket. Would be a really cool match. It's always great seeing Farskiller versus Daniel. 2 of the most dominant players in NA1's history. Clean in and out save again by Chronic. Just spotless landing. Daniel in no man's land. Has to just watch it go in over his head. Wisty's up on Farskiller 4-1 in game 2. Interesting. Looks like game 1 went 6-5 in favor of Farskiller there. So definitely a respectable showing from Wisty, who's been extremely consistent in NA ATRs as well. Daniel's kind of the question mark for this tournament because he's the one player that we've not yet seen in Arm the Rebels, who has in fact signed up to Salt Mine. Oh, good save by Chronic. But yeah, Nas is the defending champion for Salt Mine Europe, and he did qualify before anyone else to Salt Mine for Europe. I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel does the same in NA. Long range air dribble bump by Daniel. The ball's bounced wide though. Chronic keeps his cool. Doesn't unnecessarily throw himself at the ball after watching where it landed. That's a good shot by Chronic as well. He's starting to run away with this game a little bit. You've got to remember though that he had a similar lead, if not exact same lead, 3 goals in the previous game where Daniel was able to come back and win. Yeah, First Killer's playing. First Killer Wisty is currently happening. Diaz versus Cam and Cosmic versus Wavy as well. It's a super stacked tournament for North America, and AJ signed up. So really, in NA, they're not really. Are we missing anyone? I've got to credit the NA players for signing up and checking in effectively. It's a great save by Chronic again, dodging the demo. Just testing whether Daniel's paying attention or not with that long shot. Like I said earlier, I think Chronic is one of the guys who can match Daniel mechanically well enough to hang in the game. A lot of players just get completely bulldozed by Daniel's mechanics. They just never have boost because Daniel's continually attacking and they can't keep up. But Chronic's got the boost management, he's got the efficiency that Daniel's going to need to outplay him if he's going to get wins here. That's a disgusting mid-air 50 by Daniel though. Has he missed the shot? Wow, well, it wasn't a powerful shot and it might not even have been on target. It's a really strange one there by Daniel. Yeah, I guess Beast Mode. I don't think Beast Mode signed up. Beast Mode might be the most high-profile player who didn't sign up, and Evo is the most high-profile player who lost to the check-in bot in NA. Evo lost to check-in. One in chat if you also lost to the check-in bot after joining the tournament. I know that's probably a lot of you. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It happens. Great game here for Chronic. He has maintained the lead today. Just kept control of it after initially gaining a 3-goal advantage. Also got to thank Not Hakota for the Prime sub. Cheers to the support there. And thanks to all 60 of you that have signed up for Salt Mine Quals during the stream today. That's great to see. We're about... How many off are we? We're something like 900 signups away from getting more signups than Qual 1. That's the goal. We want to get more than 1,300. We got 462 right now. Oh, what a play by Chronic. Mind game as well at the end of it all, just to top it all off. But it looks like this one is going to be a bit too much for Daniel to attempt a serious comeback. He will still go for another goal to add to his so far relatively unimpressive tally for Game 1. Game 2, sorry, compared to Game 1, it's very unimpressive. But extremely well played by Chronic. He defended brilliantly in this game, and he was rewarded for his efforts. Okay, we do have the Americas post-game scoreboard now. Thanks for letting me know that that was wrong before. Johnny said at the start, Dan demoralizes people with his defense, and it feels like Chronic has done the exact same thing here. Yeah, in a way he has. In a way he definitely did do that. Daniel's offense wasn't really able to do too much because Chronic got 11 saves. I mean, it's kind of insane actually to put up 11 saves. I think one of those saves was in the little period of the game at the start before Chronic had properly connected. But yeah, 10 saves in the actual game is insane against a player like Daniel, because you know Daniel doesn't settle for low quality shots. He always goes for high quality shots. And look at this, we've got Octane Daniel for Game 3. Not happy with how the Fennec was feeling. When is EU Salt Mine? EU Salt Mine's already happened for today, at least the qualifier, but the actual main event is going to be in the 3rd week of December. I've tweeted out the announcement graphic for that on my Twitter if you want to go check it out. Wow, Daniel taking a while to shoot that. Probably had to because of how little boost he had. Allowed Chronic to respawn and dive across the goal to save it. Now we've got Daniel just air dribbling in a straight line and going right past Chronic's free jump. Extremely unusual. Got Daniel switching to the Octane and just, honestly, just no air rolling. I'm so confused. Usually Octane means more air roll. This time he just flew into the ball. Straight line. What are you going to do about it? Is it Dandroid? Is he back? Last time we had Dandroid, he was in the Fennec. Because, I mean, the bot playstyle is usually associated with the Fennec, a car more known for its 50-50s. This is kind of a Dandroid-y a little bit. Hey, maybe a bit too much air roll to be Dandroid, but they're all intentional. Not over air rolling. Look at this. He's not continually spinning. It's just a little bit of air roll there, a little bit of air roll later. Very monkey mode. Monkey mode. I tried to say monkey moon mode. Monkey mode moon, which is something a lot of players have been trying this off season. Look at him. He is actually just doing a monkey moon impression. This is Daniel Moon right here. And it's working. Hey, who needs to spam air roll when you can air roll at precisely the right time for precisely the right amount of time? A really nice flick there by Daniel. Tough to get as much elevation as he did with very little momentum. Willful Duck, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, this is probably puzzling Chronic a little bit. He's like, huh, where are the all-in plays that I was capitalizing on last game? Oh, there they are. Okay, right, they're back. Daniel's trying to challenge a reverse. Bit tricky when your opponent's on the wall with a flip. Generally a misplay to do this. When your opponent's jumping off the wall in that kind of position, it always looks from the defender's POV like they're more awkward than they actually are. Like you saw there from Chronic's POV how easy it was, how natural it was for him to just flip into that and get a good clear. That's a really nice play by Daniel. But will he be able to follow up? No, he can't in time. Still in an advantageous position. I always fall for that for real, says Willful Duck. Yeah, a lot of players, everybody falls for that. You see your opponent jump off the wall, you think, oh, they look awkward. Oh, they've outplayed me. Because from the guy on the wall's POV, it's really easy. You just flip, and you've outplayed them. What a shot, Daniel with a lob off the flip reset here. Again, no unnecessary air roll, just a little bit there, a little bit more, and then a flip. All good. This is fascinating how Daniel's just able to switch his playstyle like this. Makes him so difficult to get a read on. I mean, Chronic clearly did have a pretty good read on him in the second game. Half flips away to get the 100 boost. Daniel, again, just air dribbling in a straight line, leaning back for the reset, and then leaving the scene to get the boost like nobody's business. Octaniel is something, that's insane. Great comment. Chronic escapes danger. Now he's off the wall for the air dribble from distance. Heard Daniel jumping and fired early. It should still be good enough for a goal. Oh, great finish by Chronic. He took his time here. And notice he flipped as soon as he heard Daniel jumping. He knew that Daniel had committed, even though Daniel wasn't on the screen visually. Now, real chance for Chronic to start mounting a comeback. Another off-the-wall air dribble. Reset will be his whenever he wants it. There it is. Wave dash shot goes straight down the pipe, though. Daniel was situated there, and he's air steering again. Another full pitch air steer air dribble by Daniel. No air roll in sight. Opponents shudder at the sight of Daniel approaching them at this velocity. Chronic, a little bit more air roll in his one, though. And that was pretty good. I'd say a little bit too much air roll for my liking, but that is a disgusting finish. Absolutely disgusting. It looked like he might be shooting the other way. Suddenly, it's across the goal. Save the replay, boss. I need it for a thing. What, the Daniel diamond air dribble? Oh, crossbar pitch saved by Daniel. Chronic circling. It looks good for Chronic here. Yeah, Daniel's all over the place. Patience by Chronic. Threatened to shoot here. He was air rolling to really make it look like he's planning to shoot this. And he just let Daniel pass the ball to him. All you guys are you just trying to say, hey, look, I can play like Daniel. Look at me. I can do this. Oh, Chronic. With the slow-mo ceiling pinch rebound attempt. Daniel somehow read where it was headed. That's a crazy read defensively. He doesn't challenge, though, and gets punished. Just waiting for the play to come to him. But when you wait, when you shadow, and the opponent flicks it top shelf close range, you better be pre-jumping. You're not getting a reactive save. I don't care how fast your reactions are. You're not saving those reactively. Great touch by Chronic. Daniel changes the pace a little bit here. He was playing slow for a while. Now he's started to speed up again. Took a couple tries to grab that boost. You know, Daniel's been a bit untidy this game. Wonder if the playstyle change is making it difficult for him to execute on his plan, because, you know, it's great to be able to change your playstyle, but you've got to practice different styles to be able to do this, so it's really tricky. Heavy hits by Chronic again. Collecting saves, not as many as last game, but he's up to 5. And a few of them have resulted in goals at the other end. Chronic in a great position overall. Daniel does touch the ball over him, but he's completely missed the takeoff. I mean, when I said Daniel was playing like a diamond with the air dribble, I didn't mean it as a bad thing. But some of these plays have definitely just been straight up diamond bad. Like that he just missed the ball. Bit of 1v1 rust it seems for Daniel, as my prediction that he would qualify today is starting to look a little bit ambitious. May have underrated Chronic a little bit, my bad. Into the air he goes. Chronic to win with authority here, and he's completely faked out Daniel. Daniel has been done, and he's switching back to the Fennec. He's like, enough of this monkey mode nonsense. I'm getting back in the Fennec, and we'll take it from there. I'll just restart it. Okay, I was going to see if Chronic wanted to score again, make it 9, but nah. He's just going to flip on the spot. Fair enough. Alright, Daniel's back in the lobby. We can't see what car he's in yet, but he is back in the lobby. Look at the field control. Daniel very much in offense the majority of the game. A lot of that was at the start of the game. But Chronic has actually been the more comfortable player in defense today. Daniel's been mind-gamed a bunch. He's been outplayed plenty times as well by Chronic's resets, and overall just hasn't been able to establish his usual defensive standard. Offensively, Daniel does look scary. I think he's closer to his peak in that regard. But when it comes to defense, Daniel's way off his peak ability here. He needs to level up if he's going to take down Chronic 2 games straight and win this series. Beft, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome to the channel. Double match point Chronic. Remember, if you are just tuning in for the first time tonight, !TNR in the chat to sign up for the nextrank.com email list. You can get free content via the nextrank.com. We're also dropping the course later this month. Very excited about it. More information from myself and Jack on that very soon. And be sure to tune into Shotcast on Wednesdays. We've got Salt Mine Thursday, Fridays. We've got ATR Monday, Tuesdays. And in the middle of the week, in between all the 1v1 action, we've got Shotcast, where we're going to be talking about all the roster rumors, all of the Rocket League drama that's surfacing, and other things as well. It seems like every time we do a Shotcast, I said this earlier on, I'll say it again, every time we do a Shotcast, some crazy news drops like the very next day. So maybe we're just going to start doing a Shotcast every day, and that way crazy news will drop all the time. I believe Daniel chose Orange Team today. Oh, I'll tell you what happened. So, Daniel's a higher seed coming into this, and Terrence asked him, what color do you want? He says, I'll take blue just for this series. And then, oh, are we getting a goal here? No, not yet. Chronic replied, low key, you got orange. And then Daniel said, you want blue? I'll take orange. They're being very gentlemanly with the colors today, just kind of giving away blue team. So Daniel did want blue, but after Chronic asked him kindly, he gave it to him. Chronic has to keep on in this game and in this series playing at his absolute highest level, because we all know Daniel can level up mid-series, he can level up mid-tournament. Just because he's looked a bit rusty so far this series across 3 games in total, I mean, he's had moments, but he has looked a bit rusty. It doesn't mean he's going to stay rusty. Okay, that was a bit of a rusty challenge though. Chronic does well to outplay it. It's a weird challenge angle by Daniel. When you come in sideways like this, you give yourself 1 moment to get a challenge. When you're perpendicular approach, when you're approaching from a perpendicular angle, you've got a challenge at the exact moment the ball passes you by and no other time. That's why shadowing is so effective, because you have more moments where you can actually put a challenge in as you move in the same direction the ball does. It's also why challenging head-on is so effective in Rocket Leagues, because even if you don't land the challenge as you planned, you might still block the shot. You might still catch them out faking and stuff like that. But yeah, perpendicular angles on challenges coming in from the side, generally frowned upon. Maybe Daniel is trying to catch Chronic by surprise, but it is a bit rude to do that, and he got punished. Lovely fake here by Chronic, pretending that the race is for the corner boost right there. He made it look like he's going to hit the ball to the corner. Daniel tracked that direction. Chronic slots it past him. Yeah, we've been talking a lot about the org drama recently on Shotcast. We're hoping to get a org CEO slash manager kind of round table, because there's a lot of discussion from orgs and players and pros about how RLCS could support teams better and support orgs better than they currently do. And we want to know at Shotcast what the CEOs, what the orgs think could be taken from other games, because a lot of these orgs have higher costs in other games than they do in Rocket League, but Rocket League's the game they're leaving, even though they spend more on other games. So what are those other games doing to provide support for those orgs? Wow, that was about as close as you're going to get to an open net miss. Chronic hit the post so closely here that it bounced up into the crossbar. I think it did just barely look like it was going to go in. More income and money, you guess? Well, yes, of course, but where are the sources, right? Because right now for Rocket League orgs, you got to make money through in-game decals or sponsor revenue related to your Rocket League team. Maybe a little bit of social media revenue if you've got Rocket League like content. But we're curious. We want to find out what are other games doing that Rocket League could do in order for orgs and players to be able to have stability. So Rocket League's a bit volatile. Right, where's that ball headed? Looks like it's going into the crossbar. Chronic thought maybe about trying to rebound it in, instead leaves it. Now Daniel with a chance to tie, looking like he's going to bump Chronic here. Instead just lets Chronic come at him. Chronic picked a good moment to challenge, it looks like. Because Daniel had the ball in the back of his car and he was slowing it down, so that can only really be one of two things. Great hook shot here by Daniel. Automatic top bins. As soon as Chronic went down the line, Daniel crossed him over, and yeah, you're not saving anything here. Like top right, top left, doesn't matter, it's in. Yeah, we already talked a little bit about orgs leaving, what that means, what that, what caused that. We talked about that on this week's episode. That was on Wednesday this week. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you want to tune in, you're welcome to do so. Very intelligent spawn there by Daniel, putting himself between the ball and the goal. And patient with the save. Chronic with a clever trip on him. Match point Chronic. Possession Chronic. Minute to go. Every goal matters so much at moments like this. But no reset for Chronic. He had a lot going his way there, but no flip reset. Rarely do we see a Chronic air dribble or a Daniel air dribble without a reset, without a flip available. Chronic's been bumped onto the backboard. He might try something extravagant here. Oh, he went for the bump. Daniel got contact just in time, and the ball did bounce wide. Great challenge by Chronic. Stopping Daniel's offense before it can really get going. Oh, he's committed to the wall here. So brave, but he makes it work. If Daniel slow played him there, that could have been so awkward. Now here comes Chronic, full pitch air dribble attempt. Daniel's up early. Chronic manages to get it past him though. Daniel, despite his best efforts, cannot stop Chronic's aerial game right now. I thought it was going to be more Daniel favored, but it's been Chronic who comes out with the upper hand more often than not. And he's 33 seconds away from sending Daniel to the lower bracket. The defending Saltmine NA champion is in trouble in the first qualifier. Plenty more calls for him to attempt after this one, but of course he'd like to announce his return to the NA1 scene with a bang. And to do that, he has to win this one. 15 seconds to go. Daniel again looking for that switch of sides. Chronic cuts him off. Daniel unable to get the ball past him. Still has a big boost advantage though, but Chronic calmly dispossesses him. Evens out the boost disadvantage, in fact wins it for himself and takes the ball back. That's so smart by Chronic. 3-1 over Daniel, who has been sent to the lower bracket in round 1. I am not going to lie, I didn't see this coming. This is a huge surprise. But not because Daniel's not beaten, or not because Chronic's not beaten Daniel before, but because, Chronic has been about 4th or 5th most impressive player in the ATR Cups as of late. So I didn't think he was just going to come out and beat Daniel.